Hello, my name is Pickles and today I am going to see a shrink. When I get to the doctor's office there will of course be a huge ass fucking line of psychos, mentally scarred children, and sweaty men having nervous breakdowns every 20 seconds. You would think I'd wait in line, but since this is a Drew Pickles video and I already broke my New Year's resolution, I will wait for no amount of time and start to rape all the men in line like get the fuck out of my way. I need to have some swell sex with the therapist. You people are beyond help anyway. Why the fuck is the fat sweaty guy screaming mommy? The mommy can't help you now. Daddy is raping your ass. This video probably won't be that long. Seriously, what the fuck am I supposed to do while visiting a therapist? Using the chairs in the waiting room as dildos. Not prepared to suck my mastodonic 300-mile-long cock and scar you for life with my swell man fluid bag that la swell. Next I will make my way to the receptionist and she will say what the fuck is your problem, and I will tell her that for some reason I have desires to fuck every male ass in the world and I was hoping a therapist could cure me of my illness. She will look at me disgusted and see you are without a doubt a sick fucking need of help, and the doctor will see you now. Normally I would smack the bitch with my cock for calling me a sick fuck, but I'll wait until the end of this video to deliver her justice. I will step into the therapist's office only to find out he will be with me shortly. I will pass the time by masturbating furiously like Shelton DV1 has no idea what seeing a therapist is like, so don't expect this to be accurate in any way. And jizz all over the therapist as soon as he steps through the door like bag that la swell. He will not be disgusted by the fact that I just all over him, and he will sit down and say, "Tell me about yourself, Mr. Pickles." I will say, "Hello, my name is Drew Pickles and I am the gayest faggot in the universe." I will tell him of all the asses I have raped. I will tell him about the swell times I have with the Barney Bunch. I will spend 5 days telling him swell stories of my grand butt fucking adventures. There will be an extremely long pause and he will say, oh boy, Mr. Pickles, we may be here a while," and I will say, "I have all the time in the fucking world, so let's begin the swell curing process. First we will do a word association test, where I will tell him the first thing that comes to mind. He will say popsicle and I will say blur, and he will say, "Mr. Pickles, it's supposed to be one word so I can't accept blur as an answer," and I will say suck. He will say cheeseburger and I will say poop, and he will tell me that is not a suitable answer, so I will say poop meal and give me a disgusted look. He will then say behind and I will say oh. But because he won't accept that as an answer, I'll just say dildo, and he will ask me why the fuck I'm mispronouncing it, and I will tell him to blame the people who were responsible for Microsoft Sam, and the therapist will be confused as all fuck. He will then say long and I will say cock and then laugh like that. There will be another extremely long pause before he says let's just move on, and he will perform an ink blot test. The first ink blot I see, I will tell him I see two men having a swell butt fucking orgy, and the next one will look like a man bent over with his ass exposed as seen from behind, and the next one will resemble swell poop, and then I will say the next one looks like a fat bald bastard who's masturbating like The therapist will give one good long look at me and ask what life was like in my childhood, thinking my family had something to do with this. I will tell him about how I was a fetus and would pass the time by using my umbilical cord as a dildo and jizzing all over the womb and ask how that is scientifically possible. So I will tell him it's a Drew Pickles video and we threw logic out the window the moment I got here. I will proceed to then tell him about when I went to a daycare center for my first ever grand butt fucking adventure, and how my daddy was so proud of his swell son afterwards, and he will remain speechless for 20 minutes. The therapist will then ask if my mother had anything to do with my behavior, and I will tell him I smacked that bitch dead the minute I was born with my 2-mile-long cock, and he will say, "God damn, you are deranged." He will then ask what happened to my father, and I will tell him that he got fucked by God and his 2 billion light-year-long cock and died as a result of the most brutal butt fucking in his life, and the therapist will say, "That's quite fucked up, Mr. Pickles." He will then ask me what kind of friends I hang out with, and I will tell him about the Barney Bunch and how we've had the swellest butt fucking orgies in the world. After attempting to find out about my past, he will then pull out a picture of Pamela Anderson and he'll ask me if that makes me horny, and I will get disgusted and smack the picture with my 300-mile-long cock like smack 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 smack. My stupid slut, smack 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 smack. Is it even possible to call a picture smack 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 smack? Well, the fuck if I know. Smack 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 peg that la swell. He will then pull out a picture of Leonardo DiCaprio and I will get a huge boner, and the therapist will notice that I am masturbating like a and come all over the picture like swa 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 bag that la swell. The therapist will look over his notes and say, "Mr. Pickles, I can only come to the conclusion that you are without a doubt the sickest fuck in the world, and there is no cure for your illness. I'm sorry, Mr. Pickles, but you are beyond help." I will say to this I know I'm beyond help. The only reason I came here was to rape your ass, and now that you've called me a sick fuck, I will now show you the true definition of a sick fuck. He will naturally get really scared and try to run away, but I will jump at him and we will break down the door into the waiting room, and I will proceed to rape his ass in front of the receptionist and all the mentally scarred men. Like I am beyond help. I bet you have mental issues yourself. That's the only conclusion I can come to. Because you have a job as a therapist. Shelton DV1 probably has issues of his own. If he were making videos like this, this video may be longer than expected. Using your clipboard and namatag and the doorway broke down as dildos for my ass. I should have been thrown out ages ago. But then again, I should also have been shot dead. But as we all know, nobody has had the balls to try and shoot Drew Pickles. Now to finish fucking your ass. To mouse up my mastodonic 300-mile-long cock and shoot cum like a volcano. Bag that la swell. The entire room will remain speechless about my actions, and I will stand up after the rape and say, "Gentlemen," and give the receptionist one final smack of my cock to knock her out like smack and walk out of the office. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, this all sounds super duper dildos going up my ass, eating cum guzzling fourth wall breaking cock stroking. This video will turn you gay in an astrosecond swell. I think I will go see the therapist right now. See you later, swell faggots.